Yes, this is Sunday New Being Startle News. Sunday New Being Startle News. The show is called Why Are Children the Victims of the World? Why are children the victims of the world? Sex trade, slave trade in Pakistan, slaughter, Syria, Ukraine, Nigeria, all over the world. Children are being victims of human life. Why does this happen? We stop to wonder. We'll stop to wonder why does this happen? Why are the children the most vulnerable that are killed? Why are the children the first to be killed today? Why are the children killed? Children are raped, children are abused, children are pedophiles, children are slave labor, children are used. We're taking away their childhoods. They're taking away their childhoods. These victims of human life can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. They depend on the parents, the people, to think of them first, to protect them from the world of evil. No world of evil. Many times this does not happen. It's a sadness of human life. And this goes on. And this really goes on all over the world. The children are made victims. Children are made victims of human life. And anywhere from sex trades to pedophilia, to Penn State, to Syria, to Iraq, to Afghanistan, to Pakistan, to India, where children are made to do slave labor, where children are abused. Why? What does it prove? What is it doing? What are people doing in the world to the children? What are people doing in the world to the children? Why make them the victims? Because they're smaller than you are? Because they're smaller than you are? It's not right. It's not right, man. Even the Adrian beat this kid with a switch. A 4-year-old kid. People beat their children. I've been beaten by people, sticks, boards, rulers, whatever it be, belts, and it doesn't stop people from being evil. People stop people from being evil by raising their children right. You need a child. I've never had a child in my life. I've never had a child in my life. And I don't get why people abuse their little innocence of human life. I don't understand it. They victimize children all over the world. They victimize children all over the world. Why does the world, why does this happen? Why does this happen? What are the reasons? What are the reasons? Greed, money, power over a child. Anybody can have power over a child because they're bigger than they are. They're stronger than they are. But to abuse the children is wrong. To abuse the children is wrong. There are children that are dying of cancer, children that are dying of Ebola. There are children that are dying of enough diseases without the human disease having their effects. Torture, rape, pedophilia, whippings, and massacre, slaughter, kidnapping girls and marrying them off. Where's the violence end against children? Where's the violence end against children? That's what I'd like to know. I'm trying to understand this. I'm trying to understand this. I can't wrap my head around this for nothing. I can't wrap my head around this for nothing. Why the victims of the world are mostly children? Mostly children. Children are used in slave labor, for profit, for sex trade, for prostitution, for all kinds of million stuff. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible crime facing the world today. Children's victims right in. I joined all. I'm joined all. And I get the consequences that we're doing to our children is killing the future of the world. It's killing the future of the world. That's what you're doing. That's what people are doing. They're killing the future of the world. For what? For what? Torture a child, beat a child, make child watch beheadings, beat children, try and make them something they're not, try and make them believe in something they don't. Children don't know nothing about religion. They're just children. They're children, man. They have to be let live. You have to let them live. There's 30,000 children that die a day around the world. 30,000 children. That's more than 11 million a year. And that's a frightening, staggering thought. That's not including the ones that are molested, the ones that are beaten, the ones that are bashed, the ones that are killed, the ones that are forced to watch beheadings, the ones that are kidnapped, the ones that died on age 17. It's a sadness of human life that the children are made the victims of the world. That the children are made the victims of the world. Children are made the victims of the world. We're supposed to protect children. We're supposed to protect, teach, not torture, maim, and degrade. And that's a sad to see in life that people need to think about. That people need to think about. And most parents are good parents, don't get me wrong. But beating children is not the answer. Beating children is not the answer. It never worked with me. It never worked with anybody I know. Never worked with anybody I know. The sadness of human life is really Victorian age. Haven't we evolved into a better world where the children need value their families value the children? When are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? When are we going to stop abusing those that can't help themselves? When are we going to stop abusing those that can't help themselves? And that's really the failure of human life. It's the biggest failure of human life. Everybody's got to help the children. There's not enough to go around. There's just not enough to go around because people don't make enough to go around. Like I said, 30,000 children that starve to death a day. That's massive, massive amount of people. Anywhere from 24 to 30,000 children die a day. And children with AIDS that don't get help. They're just barely beginning to get help now. They don't know what these disease people abuse. They don't understand why they're slave labor. Why they're slave labor. Because nobody wants to work. Because somebody doesn't want to work. Somebody wants to make money off children. Walmart does it with soccer balls. They do the same thing in China. 50 cents an hour. 50 cents an hour. Wouldn't pay for a gallon of gas. Wouldn't pay for a gallon of gas if we worked all day. Child, they're the children, man. They're the children of the world. They're the children of the world, and they're made the victims of society. They're made the victims of society. And that's the sadness of human life. It really is the sadness of human life. That this happens. It really is. Because I've always put children first. You always look out for the children. Always look out for the children. Unless you do that, you got children overseas with AK-47s killing each other because terrorists tell them to. Terrorists don't want to fight their own war, so they have the children fight. They have the children fight. Do you realize you're killing our tomorrows? You're killing tomorrows. You're killing the future of the world when you do this. When you succeed at abusing that child, you're killing not only that child's life, that child's future, that child's livelihood, that child's virginity, that child's life. Somewhere there has to be a little dignity for the children of the world. Somewhere there has to be a little dignity for the children of the world. I'm not going to make this a long show. I want people to understand that the children are made victims of the world. Children are the victims of the world. Why? People that greedy that should have to use children for slave labor, toxic factories, in unsafe conditions, working. Children need schooling, education. They need for their parents to be there for them in all nations. Children are being slaughtered in Syria. Children in refugee camps. Children in Africa are starving to death. This is a waste. This is the waste. Who knows what these children will bring to the world? Who knows what these children will bring to the world? Who knows what they would know if they grew up? If they grew up and they got educated. Who knows? It could be the next cure of cancer. It could be the next cure. You just don't know until you let them grow. You have to let them grow as children. You have to let them begin as children, grow up as children, and then let them face the horrors of the real world, but not as a child. And so many children face the horrors of the world as a child. That's the sadness of human life. That's really the sadness of human life. It really is the failure of human life to let the children of the world suffer. It's sad that this happens. It's sad that people, parents, and terrorists kill, beat, bash, torture, even behead children. Atrocities, genocide, children. Syria, that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's sad to see when life has to stop. It really does have to stop. Because millions and millions and millions and millions of children are made victim every day. Millions and millions and millions of children are made victims every day. Every day. And that's the sadness of human life, the carelessness of human life. It has to stop here. It has to stop making victims of making children victims of the world. It really is a sadness. I try to understand. I try to understand. I do try to understand that people in dark, bleak places like Syria, and Egypt, and Israel, Palestine, where children are killed in bomb attacks and suicide bombings and other stuff. This is not war. This is the execution of children. This is the execution of children. The slave labor of children. The rape of children. The abusing of children. The beating and bashing and slugging of children. Wonder why there's gangs. Wonder why there's gangs. Because children are throwaway today. Children are throwaway today. Some nations just don't have no value for the children. They just don't care or don't want to care. And it goes from generation to generation. One generation has to stop it. And I would hope it would be this one. Would stop the abuse of the children. Really would stop the abuse of the children. And fight with all they got to stop the abuse of the children. And I do. I try to. I try to make every video count for the value of the children. Because I've never, ever, 56 years of life, hurt a child. Never even thought about it. I never, ever called a child a dirty name or abused a child. Call them stupid or retarded or an idiot or a moron or anything else people do to children. People abuse the children. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's the sadness of human life. It really is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the sadness of human life. And we who should be mothers and fathers are more victims than anything. Making victims of the children. Making victims of the children. Why does this happen? Poor countries, nations that don't have no money, that don't have no schooling, that don't have nothing. We need to stop this. As a world, we need to stop this. Victims' rights groups can only do so much. But we as the parents, the adults of the world, have to ensure the safety of children. Have to ensure the safety of children. But there's just so many. There are so many human children victims. There are so many human children victims. I could go on about this all day. All day. I could do it. I could do a marathon of this, but I won't. But I just want people to understand that the children aren't tomorrow's. They're us when we leave this world. When we die. They live vicariously through all that they're taught. My parents, my schools, my teachers, my all people. And victimizing them is no answer. Victimizing them, abusing them, torturing them, butchering them, genociding them. It's not the answer. It's not the answer. When you blow up a place with a child, you're stealing that child's life. You're stealing that child's life. These people understand this in the world. People understand this in the world that they're stealing these children's lives. They're stealing these children's lives. They're taking their futures. They're taking their lives. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand them. Like Adrian Peterson beats his kid with a stick, with a switch. Right? It's not a stick. It's a switch. Why? For what? He's a 4-year-old. He's a 4-year-old. You don't beat 4-year-olds. You just don't beat 4-year-olds. They're never going to understand why. He lashed out at him with a stick. And in Syria, where they're genociding them, they're butchering them, they're beating them and bashing them, making them watch beheadings. What kind of future are you making for the children? What kind of future are you making for the children? The jails around the world are full now. Where are you going to put them all? And you make them hardened criminals by doing this kind of stuff. That's a sadness of human life. It really is. It's the sadness of human life. But the children are the victims of the world. It's sad that it doesn't stop. We all have to fight. We all have to fight. So I do every video I do to try and make the world a better place for everybody. And sure, they're not great videos, but they're videos of truth. They're videos of honesty. Videos of fact. And that's all that counts. As long as I live, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I will do. Because if a child killed because I belong to all children's advocate groups, children's freedom rights, victims' freedom rights, because we all have to live in this world. We all have to live on this planet. And the sooner we start helping the children, the better our future will look. It won't look so bleak. It won't look so bad. It won't look so butchered. It won't look so tarnished. That's the saddest thing in life. It really is. You see it, you hear it every day. Ormara got shot. And the countless children that disappeared in this country last year was 775,000. They barely found 10,000. Staggering amounts of child loss. Staggering amounts of child loss. Staggering amounts of child loss. It's just too much. Just too much. It has to slow down. It has to slow down. And I can't make that choice. The world has to make that choice. The world has to make that choice. Why are children victims of the world? Because they're weaker, they're smaller. People can bully them. People slave them. You could force them to work in places that don't want to work, do things they don't want to do, and act like they don't want to act. And that's the sadness of human life. The children are taught the right way of life, the human way of life, the correct way of life. Like I said, I'm not going to make this a long show. This is the 7 Billion Historical News. And it's here for all people. It's here for all children. It's here for all people. It's here for all children. It speaks for all children. Why? Why are they made the victims of the world? Why are they made the victims of the world? I don't understand it. I never have. I never will. I try to keep my shows short so that people don't have to view a lot, see this plus. But this is something that touches my heart. Something that really touches my heart. The abuse of children. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Money, greed, power. It's nothing. It's nothing, Evan. It's nothing to abuse children. It's nothing. No reason to abuse a child. There's no reason to abuse a child, or rape a child, or kill a child, or butcher a child, or hang a child, behead a child. How do you behead a child? What kind of gore it must be to see a child's head cut off? What kind of gore it must be? It's unbelievable. And people that have to view it forensically must really be sick to their guts. Must really be sick to their stomach. They have to see the abuse that goes on in the world towards children. Let's hope we find some answers. Let's hope we find some answers, some solutions. But children have a monopoly of being victims. Children have a monopoly of being victims. And that's the saddest thing in life. That's the fact of human life. And I hope it changes. I hope it really does change. Not just in Syria, not just in Iraq, not just in Afghanistan, but even here in our own country. Children are throwaway children to the streets. Let's hope that we find an answer. Something in between to help these children, to help all children in human life. Like I said, I'm not going to make this a long show. I could go on. I could do a marathon. The type of abuses that go on in this world. Chop children's virginity, poke them with sticks, beat them, beat their legs, like they did in Syria. Beat their legs with a stick. Beat their legs with a stick. What a crime. What a crime. They're stealing the future of the world. And that's the sadness of human life. Wear the collar once in a while because I have a cervical disc at my neck. That's why you see the collar every once in a while. It takes the pain away a little bit. But it's uncomfortable and you can't. I don't want people to feel sorry for me because there are more people. There are more people in the world who feel sorry for me. I live. I may have to go and have surgery. But if I do, I won't be that long away from there. I'll make sure I'm home. I'll be sure I'm home because I have to continue this. I have to continue this to the finish. To the finish line. To the finish line. Hopefully people start to understand that children are the value of human life. Children are the healing of human life. Children are the care of human life. Children are in life. Stop killing our futures. Stop killing our tomorrows. Let's stop killing our families and ancestry. They live through us. They live through us. They're old enough to live on their own. Teach them the right way. Teach them the good way. This is a million big start. I guess I'm not going to make this one joke. But the children are the victims of the world. The children are the victims of the world. It's really, it's a stop. It really does need to stop. I guess, I've seen too many children lost. I've seen too many children lost. I've seen too many children lost. And it's a sadness in life. Failure in life. But think about all we can do to help the children. Because there's plenty we can do. Even from this internet, there's plenty we can do. We can make the world here. And the children count for human life. That we are their voice, we are their support, we are their care. We are their care. And we do care. We do give a care. Most people do. But there's so many, so much, so few can help. So few can help. I hope the show reaches many people. Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and their children. Let them be children before you stick a gun in their hand. Let them be children. Let them make a choice when they grow up. There's so much violence in Syria and Iraq, Afghanistan. The children are left on the streets, nowhere to live, nowhere to sleep. Most of them are displaced. Most of them are displaced in their countries, hiding out from the wars. They have no schooling. They have no education. Most of them can't. Many can't read and write. This is the sadness of human life. Many can't read and write. Many can't multiply. They're opening schools in Africa now to educate children. All of us do. This leads forward to the trend, making children victims. It's counted on to change it. We can all change it. We can all help to change it. Because we all have a voice. We all have that right. This is something we start to lose. Thank you for watching.